one of the most popular sports in the world is definitely something to be proud of. But the man who did always remained humble. The life of James Naismith was never dull, and he was a man who accomplished many things throughout his lifetime. Everyone here today should know and be aware about the life of James Naismith because he can be an inspiration for many people to follow their dreams and as well as influence other people to remain humble. I have always been a Kansas basketball fan, so therefore I know a lot about James Naismith. I have also watched many documentaries, and I've also written a research paper on him. And today, I will be providing my audience with information about the life of James Naismith, his accomplishments, and also how he influenced and impacted other people. Now, let's begin with how James Naismith's life started. His life was always complicated according to Naismith Museum. He went through a lot of things as a young kid and never had it easy. But it being this way helped him get through adversity and get his dreams. He was born on November 6th in Almonte, Ontario, Canada in 1861. He was the son of John Naismith and Margaret Young. 12 years after he was born, something happened that wasn't very good. Both of his parents passed away, as well as his maternal grandmother, already being passed away too. He had no other option other than to go live with his uncle Peter Young, which was his mother's brother. In 1875, James Naismith entered high school at Almonte, Ontario, Canada. He did something shocking and only was in high school for 2 years before he dropped out. He then returned 4 years later and completed his high school diploma in only 1.5 years. This was shocking to a lot of people, but he got through it. He then graduated high school in 1883. Not too long later, in only 7 years, he now had a diploma in 1890 from the College of Theology in Montreal, Canada. After receiving this diploma, he departed from America and left Canada behind. He went to the Springfield College in Missouri and stayed a professor there until 1895. While he was a professor here, he decided to attend a seminar. This seminar was held by Dr. Luther Halsey Gulick. This lady helped everyone come out of their comfort zone and had to create a new sport. She had no rules or no guidelines in the seminar other than the fact that everyone had to create something different that has never been created before. Before he knew it, he would be creating one of the most popular sports in the world, and it was a hit before he could even know it. Now that you know about the majority of James Naismith's life, let's talk about a few of his accomplishments. One of his first accomplishments was receiving a Bachelor Associate's degree in physical education. He received this at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. He was a professor there in Springfield until 1893, like I mentioned. After this, he went to the seminar that I told everyone about. At this seminar, he created a new sport that would soon be called basketball. And when he created it, he mentioned it to his secretaries on December 21st, and before Christmas break, just 2 days later, it was a hit, and all of the students were already playing it at the college. Triangle magazine published an article all about this new sport that James Naismith has created. And a month after that, in January, Frank Mahan, a man who knew James Naismith, demanded that the sport be called Naismith ball. James Naismith refused and said he did not want it to be about himself, but he wanted it to be about the sport that he created and the love for what he did. This shocked many people, but it was only one thing proving how humble he was. He now publishes the official rules of the sport of basketball. Everyone was looking forward to this moment in his life and was wondering when it would happen, and when he did, basketball became even a bigger hit than people thought it would be. In 1898, he receives a job at Kansas University. This is located in Lawrence, Kansas, where he is known most for in his life. He has started traditions here, not only as a Kansas basketball coach, but also as a professor. He was made president of Honorary of American Association of Coaches. Many people loved him and loved the sport that he coached, not only because he created it, but because he knew what he was talking about. In 1936, at the Berlin Olympics, he created and was honored to throw the first ball at the Olympic Games. The organization wanted to honor him for what he had done and wanted him to be humble and proud of it as he was. After his death, he received the Life Member of Physical Education Award Instructors of America. He received this award for creating the sport that he did and having everyone be a part of it. And last but not least, I would like to tell you about how he influenced other people. James Naismith had many accomplishments, but he was never one who pursued to get recognition or to be recognized for the glory and the recognition that he did. The sport he created was basketball, and he did not want it to be about him creating the sport of basketball, but everyone loving the sport and getting to be a part of playing it with their teammates and their best friends. One example of how calm and happy he was about creating the sport but not being boastful about it was when Frank Mahan wanted to name the sport Naismith Ball, and he refused because he did not think that was right. He also accomplished stuff, but not for glory. He has said before that getting glory from creating sports or doing accomplishments in life isn't what it's about, but you should do it because it's your dream and that's what you want to do. James Naismith can be one person to influence other people to always follow their dreams and to do what they love, because they want to help other people and they want to be very, very happy. He also influenced other sport creators to not boast about the accomplishments in the sports that they've created, but to be happy for the people who get to be a part of playing it. And as a result of my speech, I have not only informed my audience about James Naismith's life, but also how he has influenced other people. I have provided my audience today with information about his life, his accomplishments, and also how he influenced other sports creators. He has impacted many people in this world and has let them know that their dreams are possible. And as I said in my intro, you can always get an inspiration and lesson from James Naismith, and that is to be very humble.